What's going on, everybody? This is the Unreluctant Video Game Critic coming at you with a review for No Man's Sky. Very hyped up game that came out on PS4 and PC a couple days later after that. Everyone was really looking forward to this game. It was the next big giant space game. Let's get right into it. No Man's Sky is a giant space adventure game from Hello Games, led by Sean Murray, formerly of EA. The game boasts quadrillions of planets with different animals, plants, atmospheres, and variety to explore. Does it live up to this hype? Not really, just on the surface. Your first few hours of No Man's Sky will be filled with wonder and awe, seriously. The procedurally generated planets that bustle with life and diversity, coupled with amazing views of space and landscapes, are really amazing. At first. They will eventually begin to feel repetitive as you learn that every planet has the same buildings on it, and all the animals basically do nothing. Let's get right into the pros and cons of it all, shall we? So like right here, the fact that I can jump into my ship, fly right into space, and then to the next planet without a loading screen, it really is a great immersive design aspect. Commencing entry into a planet's atmosphere really is awesome the first couple of times. To see the ship burning up as you approach really adds a lot to that feeling. You then begin to notice that large amounts of pop-up and assets are loading onto the planet as you approach. Sometimes a planet will even be green from space, but as you land, the landscape changes drastically in color and shape, quickly throwing out the illusion that you're really flying onto a planet. Not to mention, a bit of autopilot takes over as you approach the surface, not allowing you to do dips and dives and all the flying you wish you could do in a spaceship. Once you've landed on a planet, you're free to explore as you see fit, and exploring consists of mining. Yay, mining! You can also run around and discover and name different species of animals, or plants, or even the rocks. And this can be really fun at first as you name the stupid things to make fun of your friends with and stuff like that, but it quickly gets boring because the animals just don't do much. Some of them attack you, but even then, the combat's not that great. Combat consists of fighting with a laser or a bolt caster that you can upgrade to shoot grenades and things like that, but you only ever really get attacked by these shitty alien sentinel robots, and they're never that difficult to defeat or outrun if you have to. There's a large dog robot that comes around, but he's easy to kill too. So let's discuss the UI for a second. It's very Destiny-esque in its aesthetic and the way it looks and the way it operates. Your whole point of your inventory is to collect different minerals, items, and energy that you need to upgrade or recharge your equipment on all of your suit, your ship, and your tool. Everything kind of uses the same objects. Everything uses either plutonium or thorium for certain things, but for the most part, the same object suit, your ship, and your tool. You can collect green items that you can then sell on the black market if you choose to, or the galactic market, I should say. I didn't find myself being too strapped for cash. I was able to sell green items and make a lot of units. There is a low and high sell rate in different areas of the galaxy, but I never found myself using this system. I never found myself buying carbon low and selling high, for instance. I seem to make plenty of money just by selling rare items that I found. Finding rare green items is pretty easy as you see them at most waypoints you collect, and uploading different discoveries that you make earns you units as well. You can then choose to name your discoveries, which, like I said, is a pretty nice feature. So in this example, let's just name it Planet Earth. Yeah, Earth works. And we upload that for a few thousand units. On your journey from bouncing from planet to planet and uploading discovery to discovery, you start to realize that it gets really repetitive. And like I said, it starts out so fun, but eventually you find yourself just being bored of finding the same buildings over and over. This example right here, this is an atlas point. You can learn new words for languages to communicate with the NPCs. There's several different species of NPCs, but I found myself being kind of bored with what they had going on. There's nothing to it. You can earn a few units here and there, but there's not a whole lot to talking to the aliens, which I wish there was more of. You can, however, make offers to the aliens for their ship, but most of the time it's not worth the money, and you can find a ship on the ground that just needs a few upgrades, and it has more slots than you have before, and you're good to go. That's the other thing. The overarching story of the game is to get to the center. I don't want to ruin that for anybody who hasn't gotten there in this review, but it's kind of just the new game plus. You kind of just start over. So the only point to the game, it feels like, is just getting more inventory space. And like I said, there is an arc to getting to the center of the galaxy, and you can also find black holes, which I won't tell you what they do, and you can find Atlas points for Atlas stones, which just make more black holes for you. So it's kind of like I said, it's really rinse and repeat, repetitive style game. But as you can see, the universe in this game is vast, so huge on the surface. But once you dig into the depths, you realize there's a whole lot going on here, which is such a shame because there is the potential for an amazing experience here. I found myself just wishing there was more. I wanted to stay in this universe longer, but I wanted to find new things, and after just a few hours of gameplay, I wasn't finding anything new to do. I was finding different planets that had different colors and different aliens, but I was doing the same thing over and over again, and that got so old. The controls are tight, the flying is actually pretty tight. I wish there was better space combat. I wish I could upgrade my ship to be faster or have more armor or do more damage. I wish I could change those things. But upgrading my ship is just all about getting more inventory space. That's all upgrading does for you. You also earn milestones as you play. You walk a certain amount of steps, you talk to a certain amount of creatures, you find a certain amount of things, you'll earn these milestones, which just allow you more options when it comes to facilities you find or creatures you talk to or NPCs you talk to. But in the end, they just give you more technology or more resources in order to upgrade your technology. Overarching end, like I always say, is just to upgrade your inventory, and that is such a shame. I so much more out of this game. I had so many hopes. The developers are talking about having updates and that every DLC will be free. I see the potential for such an amazing, tight-knit, and fun game here. Until they get their DLC maybe or add more to the game, it's just not worth the $60 price tag. It's not. Overall, I was enjoying my experience at first. Really was. I was having fun traveling planet to planet, but as I noticed the repetitive gameplay, it started to get old, and it just didn't hold me anymore. So here on my channel, we score games on a buy, try, die, or why the hell was this game even made scale. This game tried to achieve a lot and hyped a lot. The developers promised a lot of things at E3 a couple years ago that just frankly didn't happen. But there is a lot of fun to be had here. Maybe not at $60, but there is. So this game's going to get a try from me, or a 6 out of 10. Maybe pick it up when the price drops and give it a shot, or pick it up when the updates and DLC start rolling out. Until then, guys, I am the Unreluctant Video Game Critic. Thank you very much for watching this review, and I'm going to have more in the future. Maybe I'll buy a better mic. Maybe I'll add music. Who knows? This is a work in progress, so leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree, disagree. All is good. I like to talk about things. Thanks for watching.